This video is about Topshare's home screen, the different operations that you can perform while you're on the home screen. Now, if you recall, the home screen is what you see when this navigation button is active, and in this situation, when you select a portfolio in the top of the screen, the details are shown down below. The first thing I want to show you is the column header hints. So if you hold the mouse over any of these column headers, some information pops up that describes just how the data is calculated. If you double click on any of these rows of holdings, details pop up of individual parcels with the buy date, the number of shares, the average cost, and so on. Over here on the right are a series of buttons that pertain to the whole portfolio. So if you want to record a purchase in that portfolio, you click on the buy button. This old holdings will just pass over for the moment. Updating dividend percent and internal rate of return, you click that and all those data in those two columns is updated in real time. Print is straightforward, that just prints that table, and copy copies the contents of the table into the Windows clipboard that you can then paste it into a spreadsheet if you want to. Okay, now I want to talk about the right click options. You can do a right click on any of these rows of data, and a number of options pop up. So the first one is a chart. So there we can display the chart for WPL. You can do another one for another stock, and you can move these around the screen. Next option is announcements. You click on that, then Topshare will open your internet browser and display the most recent announcements for that stock. This can be pretty handy if one of your stocks has had a sudden price movement and you want to see what's behind it. Next option is transactions. You'll find yourself coming here quite a bit. This displays a full history of the transactions in a stock, and each of these nodes in this display can be expanded so you can see a bit more detail of the purchase, and you can also use this to edit or delete transactions. Oops. It's a bit more useful for stocks where there have been some complicated movements. So in this case we've got AGL that had a demerge and split into AAN and AGK, and you can move those things around the screen, and if you click on any of the transactions, then that will bring up a dialog to let you edit or delete. Final option is notes. This is a new feature in V3 and very useful. It lets you keep a free-form record. It's pretty much like a word processor pertaining to that holding. So you can copy and paste information in here. You can edit it just like you would in a word processor. Now having a look at that old holdings button that we skipped past earlier. Clicking on that brings up a dialog that lets you investigate what's happened with companies that you no longer hold, things that you've held in the past but sold out of. So a full list of them is shown here, and you can select one, click the show button, and the transaction screen that we've already seen pops up, and it shows everything going back to the first purchase right through to the final sale. Now we're looking at action buttons. If you have another look at this right click menu, you'll see that some of these options have icons associated with them. Now these are the ones that we've predefined to get convenient rapid access to via this actions column. So the actions column has buttons in it. We click on one of those buttons and it's just like we did a right click on that item. So there can be up to 4 of these buttons displayed in that column, and you can customize them. We do that through the preferences menu. Select the main form options, and here's the section. And let's say we want to get rid of that dividend button and have one for announcements instead. So we just click that, go over to announcements, click that. Okay, save it. And this is one of the preferences items where we have to shut Topshare down and restart it. And now you see that that announcement button is active. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful.